Hey, welcome into Inside Toppers Baseball. I'm Coach Shook alongside Coach Burkle. We're going to be recapping the Shepherd series and the Fairmont series here because we didn't have a show last week. So, Coach, can you just talk about the Shepherd series? They came into our house, they took 3 out of 4, they put it on us.
Yeah, they're a pretty good baseball team. I think last year our crowd got to them a little bit, and I think Coach McCarty had them ready to play. Trey Porter did an excellent job. He single-handedly beat us last 2 weekends ago. Kid came in, handled all the crowd with class, hit a few tape measure shots, stole some bases. I mean, the kid is a totally different player from last year. At this point, from what I've seen, he will get my vote for Player of the Year.
Alrighty, and then early on in the season, it was kind of, you could blame some of the losses on the pitching staff, the bullpen, stuff like that, not throwing strikes, walking people. But now the bats really have died. I mean, the first 3 games we only scored 5 runs in that series, and then game 4, the outlier, scoring 12. I mean, what's going on with the bats?
I wish I knew. I wish it was an easy fix and I knew an answer to that. But I mean, we're at a point now where a team could literally take their outfield and bring them all the way up to the infield, and the best we could get would be a double. You know, against Fairmont, we didn't hit the ball hard anywhere. I mean, any base hit that we had, an outfielder ran up to and picked it up at a dead stop. So I've never seen an entire team go into a slump like we're in now. So I don't know. We're still swinging bad pitches. We have guys pressing. You know, I wish I had an answer.
Yeah, me too. So this past weekend, we went to Fairmont. We lost 3 out of 4 there. Only win coming in game 1. Mark Smith getting the record breaker there, getting 22 wins for his career. Talking about Mark Smith as a pitcher, how he lost another series. We haven't won a series in our own division. Talk about what's going on here.
Well, first, Mark. I mean, Mark deserves to break the school record. He's been a Bulldog since he's been a freshman. I think this year he's got 9 starts. 8 of those are complete games, and he only missed a third of an inning. We took him out at Charleston, I think, with 2 outs. And it was just to the point of him getting tired early in the year. But there's no more of that. When Mark takes the ball, we fully expect that we don't have to get the bullpen up. He's carried us. You know, him and Greg have literally carried a pitching staff. I think we sit 2 or 3 in team pitching and in conference stats, but that's all Greg and Mark at this point. You know, I don't know. We've got some other guys that throw well, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, with the innings pitched, that's all Greg and Mark. So, I mean, Mark deserves everything he gets. He works his ass off in the off season, works his ass off during the season. He's in the weight room, he does his running. You know, him and Greg do everything right, and other guys just don't follow. So that's on them now.
So we lost 2 games that second day on 2 walk-offs, 2 pretty crazy walk-offs. Have you ever seen a game end in an intentional walk hit?
No. I've seen it done before. I just never gotten beat by it to end the game. All 3 of those losses down there were, for 6 months now, I keep telling you guys that the little things in the game of baseball matter. You know, whether it's a drop pop-up and then the next kid gets a hit, or it's a change-up that you leave up in the zone, or it's a pitch out that you don't get far enough out, or you shake off a pitch that a very smart pitching coach calls, or you swing at a too low marginal pitch after you're told to box him up. That kind of shit costs you games. And now you guys, your backs are against the wall, and I don't want to say I'm glad to see it, but hopefully if we get anything out of this, it's the fact that Coach Burkle's right at some point. The guy knows what he's talking about, and now you guys are going to pay the price because you got to win 4 games this weekend. I mean, that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, the next thing I wanted to talk about was, I mean, there's not really many positives coming out of the Fairmont series other than there's still a chance. I mean, if we sweep, there's still a chance. So can you talk about what's got to happen that's going to get us to the conference tournament, all like the crazy scenarios?
First of all, I think the only positive to come out of Fairmont is the fact that some people need to learn some lessons. You know, I hope lessons learned, and some of the way that some of those games ended and some of the things that happened in games. You know, when you're in a one-run ball game, little things matter, and those things have bit us all year, and I'm tired of preaching. We're just going to start getting rid of people that don't want to listen. But for us to get in the tournament now, we need help, obviously. Winning 4 would help, and then we would need 2 losses from Urbana. If we only win 3, we would need Urbana to get beat 3 times. So all we can do is go out and handle our business. We'll go out and have some fun this weekend, and if it happens, it happens. If not, then we start the rebuilding process. And it's not a reload, it's a rebuild, because there's going to be some bodies that aren't with us starting here in about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So can you talk about the games this weekend? We have 2 being played here on our field and then 2 being played down at Jesuit. Can you talk about times, what we got, because it's senior weekend. This will be the last time they touch the field here.
Well, this weekend is that conference week when you play your travel partner. So we have a home-and-home series with our travel partner in Jesuit. I think for the first time since I've been at Westlake, about 9 years, this series means a lot. You know, it's more or less the winner gets in, the loser's not going to the tournament. But Saturday we'll be here. We'll have a first pitch at 2:30. We'll do our senior day stuff where we bring the parents on the field, let them throw out the first pitch at about 2:15. Get the game started at 2:30, and then Sunday we'll go down to I-470 and play at 1 o'clock and see how things pan out from there.
Alrighty, well, so if it's winning in basically, so I guess that's it for this episode of Inside Toppers Baseball. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Toppers Baseball for live updates and when we'll be posting new YouTube videos.